And whoa, 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 horse, whoa, horse. It's all I kept thinking every time I heard that. Whoa, whoa. But what it really means, are we happy? Truly, are we happy? He's not happy. Oh my, I remember those days. They were so much fun. But when Jesus started this sermon, it was called the Sermon on the Plain, because when Jesus came down from the mountain, he went to a level ground. So they called it the Sermon on the Plain. And all of his disciples were there, his crowds were there. But in Matthew's gospel, it's called the Sermon on the Mount. Almost the same, except that he was preaching from the mountain. And at the same time, at that time in Matthew's gospel, he was preaching to everyone, teaching to everyone, not just his disciples. In Luke's gospel today, he teaches just to his disciples. And his disciples or apostles are supposed to be sent out from that point and start bringing people to Jesus. But are we happy? And what it takes to be happy? We talked a little bit right at the beginning of Mass about what it is, a recipe for happiness. So we do have a few things that get us there. Jesus gave us 4 today. Matthew, he gave us 8 recipes for happiness. But some things get in our way. Many times money gets in our way because we don't know how to use it right. Money gets into the point where we don't know what to do with ourselves, so we start using money as a scapegoat, use it for drinking too much or using drugs. And at that time, we use these things and it makes us forget that we're not happy. It gets us to a point where we think we're happy. And all it does is waste our money, goes through our bodies, and down into the sewer and flushed away. So then we start the process all over again. So we go through this process, and all we're doing is not using God's gifts that will make us truly happy. In my life, I've had glimpses of true happiness. The day I was married, the birth of my children. Granted, it was kind of fleeting at that time. It didn't stick as much as I hoped it would. It's still there in my brain, but it didn't bring me true happiness. But as I see my children getting older, I see the things that they do, and it's starting to show what was accomplished through all these great events in my life, this blessedness that I have received. I look at my youngest son now still. He works in a restaurant. And he always has. He's 31 years old now. And is he here? I'm sorry to talk about you, Alex. But I watch him at home. He cooks in a restaurant. And when I watch him cook at home, he's like dancing. He goes from chopping. And at 5 years old, he was chopping. He came up, and that's what he would do at 5. He would still be up there chopping. At 31, he's still doing and he dances at it. It's not like it's struggle or I got to do one more thing. But he'll go from the kitchen sink to the counter, back to the stove, and it's such a fluid movement. And I stand there going, wow, I made that. It is so cool. But it's not there yet because we're still striving for that Spirit. We're still striving for the Spirit to come in all of us, and including me, that I'm ready to receive what the Spirit to give me. And I guess one more thing to talk about, getting ready. You ever heard the story of the fish? If I take a fish out of the fish tank, and I hold it up and I sing to it, da 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 da, the fish isn't too happy. If I take the fish and I put it on the couch next to me to watch TV, the fish isn't too happy. But if I take that fish and I put him back in the fish tank. It's where he's supposed to be. It's just like us. This is where we're supposed to be. Sending the gospel of God out to the people, receiving the Spirit of God in us. And that's what will truly make us happy.